So I have been planting in the garden. I have, over the last couple of days, I have planted roughly 450 seeds. And if you haven't been following our channel, shame on you. But the way that I do my garden is with the weed fabric. So burnt holes in it. I've revamped it this year. You should really be following along with our channel to see how that's going to go. I made the garden much bigger, had to put down all new fabric. So in essence, I burnt holes for all my corn and all my beans, and my holes for my corn and beans are about roughly 400 holes. And then I planted some extra seeds in a raised bed, and I have created something to make it so much easier, and I think you're going to enjoy this. It is something that is super easy. It is something that you can put together with either items on hand, or you can go to any of your Lowe's or what have you shops and pick up all the supplies you need for literally just a few dollars. And I wasn't going to make a video on this because it was something that just kind of hit me. I had tried something kind of like it earlier when we were planting the onions, and it was sort of successful, but nothing really to write home about. But then I on a whim, it hit me to reconfigure it and use it to plant seeds, and it has been outstanding. So don't judge a book by its cover. It is rude and crude, and it is so easy to make. A child could make it, but man, it works. It really does. So I'll explain it to you and kind of show you how I've used it in the garden. It's something that I don't know if you're like me, you might be, but my back's not as awesome as it was when I was, say, in my 20s. And crawling on the ground, doing all the holes really broke me down. So in one day I burned 390 holes in the fabric. And I tell you what, it's just like getting up and down, crawling. My left wrist and arm were extremely sore the next day. My back was killing me. I'm just not built the way I was when I was young and spry. And so those of you that can relate know exactly what I'm talking to. So or what I'm talking about. So I created this thing so that I wouldn't have to crawl. I wouldn't have to get down on the ground and deal with that. I knew I was going to be planting 500 or more seeds, and after crawling around and burning the holes, I just said I've got to figure out something that will keep me upright doing this process. And so I'll quit yapping and kind of show you what I got for you. I'm going to take this opportunity also to comment on something that I see a lot on YouTube. I see a lot of people that will take something that they see on another person's channel and make it sound like they created this. I don't know that there's no way I could be the first person to ever do this. It's just that simple. But if you see this on this channel and you want to use it, by all means use it, but give credit where credit's due. I would appreciate that. Put a link to this video. Also, if you find this useful in any way, and I would say you need to try it before you discount it, because this thing has revolutionized the way that I'm going to be planting seeds from now on. This thing will always be in my shop just for planting season. But give a like on this video. I extend the offer for you to join our small family here. I would have done a demonstration of this, but I don't have a tripod. Maybe when I get to some landmark, I don't know, 50 or 100 subscribers or something, I'll invest in a nice tripod. But as it is right now, that's just something else I got to lug around. Anyway, like, subscribe, and here's the little tool. All right, here it is on top of the table. It is simply a 3/4 inch piece of PVC that has a 1/2 inch, 2-foot piece of rebar that I just duct taped on here. I put two of them here. I did one in the center, and then I did 2 more down here, just so that as I'm pushing in the soil, it wouldn't move. And then this is kind of I put this on for my depth gauge here, just some more electrical tape, and that's my 1.5 inch mark for when I started my corn. Now, I did not change that for when I did my beans. I just used it as just a gauge to know that that's my 1.5 inch mark. So when I did my beans, I just went by 1 inch. Anyway, like I said, don't laugh, because I'm going to show you how I use this thing, and it's a lot more useful than what it looks. I'm telling you, that is, when I said just rude, crude, easy, I mean, and $3 and you've got this. And I'm telling you, once you use this, this will be the way that you plant seeds from now on. So let me show you how I use this. All right, so I'm getting all set up here. Like I said, I do not have a tripod, so this is as G-toed out as you can get. But basically, this is almost as tall as I am, and at first I was going to just use it, and I didn't know that it was worth having or what have you. But you know, I actually like it being the height that it is, just because of the reach it gives me, and it kind of looks like a spear, so I feel real manly. But it's you know, I will probably maybe put some more duct tape on it, but this is awesome. So what you do is you just take, and if you deal with the fabric, then you need to put your seed in a very specific spot. And being that this is 3/4 inch, you can place this thing exactly where you want to. Let me see if I can get back a little. And then you use this end, you drop your seed, and it's only going to go exactly wherever the end of this is. So you place this in the center of your tiny little burn hole, and you'll drop a seed exactly where you need to go. Now, I was using this when I was doing my corn. At first, I started pre-digging my hole with this, and that just means stabbing it in the dirt, and then coming like this and trying to drop it into the hole. But that was not near as efficient as simply placing the seed in the top, letting it hit. And what I could do is I've got my corn spaced every foot, so I could stand between 4-foot spaces, and with the reach of this, I could place my corn exactly where I wanted to in the holes, and then flip this around. And with this being a 1/2 inch piece of rebar, the seed, actually, you can take, once you push it, just get it centered where your seed is, and you'll just push it down to whatever depth you want here. And then to cover the hole, since this is only a 1/2 inch hole, basically what I would do is the best way for me to do this was I would push it deep and twist it with my hand as I pull out. That means that's just so that the seed won't stick to the end here. And by doing that, it almost kind of halfway filled up the hole. And then I almost use like a sweeping action with the tip just to cover the tiny little hole that I made. And I mean, that is freaking awesome. So like I said, I could stand and do my 4, and then I'd flip it. So I'd put my seeds in, say here, drop a seed here, seed there. Then I'd flip it, push, sweep, push, sweep, push, sweep. And then I could also take this, and since I have so much reach, I could basically mark like a walking stick where my next hole is, and just walk over using this as where my next hole starts, which was extremely helpful. You don't have to sit and count or anything. So that. Also, when I just did a raised bed of 25 bush beans, and that was super fast. I mean, the lightning fast. So I took and spaced them about 4 inches, 4 or 5 inches apart, and just sat and just dropped seeds every 4 inches, just eyeballing where I wanted. I made rows and drop. I had all my seeds at one time, just staying in one spot, and then I just flipped her around and just, doink, 25 times. And then I just basically took this and kind of, like I said, I just kind of swept over all my little holes, and it's done. I mean, I could do 10. Let's see, wait a minute. I could do a row of 25 either bean or corn or what have you in about 10 minutes in the big garden where I've got them spaced in the fabric, and I could do one row, so 25 plants, 10 minutes. The raised bed, I did 25 plants in maybe 5 minutes tops, taking my time. But I tell you what, it looks stupid, but man, it works. So just a quick recap. It's a 3/4 inch piece of CPVC. You can use whatever. PVC is actually cheaper, but this is what I had just here. Cut it to length, whatever length you want. I would suggest starting off too tall versus too short. Like I said, that is probably about 4 inches shorter than I am, and I actually like having the height. I had originally said I was going to cut her down and make it shorter, but I'm going to leave it just like it is. I actually really like I said, having that reach, a 1/2 inch piece of rebar that's 2 foot long, and a roll of not even a full roll, just a piece of a roll of your black electrical tape or duct tape or just anything that'll hold that stick. Now, I will say you've got to do this with the ground really soft. So that has not been a problem. Here is rained constantly, so it's basically mud. In fact, I would have to stop after every row when I was in the big garden because it's so muddy, which made it super easy to just push the seeds down. But I'd have to stop and come in after doing every 25 seeds and clean out my tool, because it just gets so muddy. The other thing is when you are dropping the seeds in the hole, definitely do not push down or it will clog your hole, and I've done that. So if you can hover, I can't, but if you can hover and not touch the mud, that's even better. But every row I just came in and rinsed it off real quick, and I was doing so many different types of beans. It didn't matter anyway. I was doing one type per row, or in a lot of cases two types of beans per row. So wasn't a big deal. I don't know. Really, it's stupid easy. I'm telling you. Save your back. Even if you don't have a back, I would say do it anyway so that you don't get a bad back. Save your knees. Save your arms. Make gardening more enjoyable than what it has to be. Because I can tell you, after planting all these seeds, I'd be almost worthless in the next day and probably the day after that. But as it is right now, I'm fine. My back doesn't hurt. My arms don't hurt. No, I don't have, my knees aren't hurting from crawling all over the ground. I haven't had to stoop, but maybe I think I dropped a seed one time, so I had to pick it up. But I mean, really, it makes me laugh because it's just so stupid easy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next adventure. Thanks.